टुडे वी डिस्कस फ्रक्टोज मेटाबॉलिज्म। फ्रक्टोज सबसे ज़्यादा केन शुगर और हाई फ्रक्टोज कॉर्न सिरप में पाया जाता है। फ्रक्टोज इन कंपैरिजन टू ग्लूकोज सबसे जल्दी रैपिडली मेटाबोलाइज हो जाता है इन द लीवर एंड इफ वी टेक फ्रक्टोज इन डाइट so it elevates the production of acetyl-CoA and lipogenesis which cause many health issues and complications related to liver and obesity. This is the pathway of fructose metabolism. So if we take a fructose in diet, so fructose सबसे पहले fructose 1 phosphate में convert होता है by the enzyme fructokinase, and this enzyme is deficient in the essential fructosuria. Then fructose 1 phosphate convert into the D-glyceraldehyde by the enzyme aldolase B, and it is deficient in the hereditary fructose inheritance intolerance. Then D-glyceraldehyde enter to produce triglycerol synthesis or fatty acid. So D-glyceraldehyde convert into the glycerol, then glycerol 3-phosphate by the then it form the triacyl glycerol, and either also D-glyceraldehyde convert into the glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate by the enzyme tyrokinase and ATP, and this glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate have a way to convert into the glucose or the fatty acid. So if it enters into glycolysis, it produces pyruvate and then acetyl-CoA. This acetyl-CoA is a precursor for the fatty acid and the cholesterol production. And also if glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate enter into the gluconeogenesis, so it with the help of the enzyme aldolase A and B, it form the fructose 1,6-bisphosphate and then fructose 6-phosphate. By the process gluconeogenesis, then fructose 6-phosphate form the new glucose which enter into the glycogenesis and form the glycogen which is stored in the liver. So from the fructose there is a production of triglycerol, fatty acid and cholesterol, and the new glucose which form the glycogen. So there is a many deficiencies and metabolism disorder related to the fructose. So if the fructokinase is deficient, it causes the fructosuria and the fructose 1-phosphate not formed from the fructose. So it is a asymptomatic condition which excrete the fructose in urine, and treatment involves the restriction of dietary fructose. Second disorder is the hereditary fructose intolerance. In this fructose intolerance में aldolase B की deficiency हो जाती है जिससे fructose 1-phosphate accumulate हो जाता है, and the intercellular accumulation of fructose 1-phosphate which cause severe hypoglycemia, vomiting, hepatic failure and the jaundice. And next, fructose 1-phosphate is also allosterically inhibit liver phosphorylase. Liver phosphorylase is the enzyme of glycogenolysis which break the glycogen into the glucose during fasting state. So if fructose 1-phosphate inhibit the liver phosphorylase, it blocks the glycogenolysis which cause hypoglycemia. Then high consumption of fructose, which so fructose is rapidly convert into the fructose 1-phosphate by fructokinase. So the activity of enzyme aldolase B is relatively less, and due to the fructose 1-phosphate accumulate in the cell, which lead the depletion of the intracellular inorganic phosphate level. So if fructose 1-phosphate accumulates in the cell, so this fructose 1-phosphate bind to the inorganic phosphate which cause the depletion of intracellular inorganic phosphate level, and the phenomena of binding of inorganic phosphate to the organic molecules like fructose, and it lead the less availability of the inorganic phosphate for essential metabolic function, so it is known as the sequestering of the phosphate. And the high consumption of fructose over a long period is associated with the increased uric acid production which cause the gout. Gout is the condition in which the uric acid accumulated between the joints and cause the arthritis. And and this is due to the excessive breakdown of ADP and AMP to uric acid. High fructose consumption and the risk of atherosclerosis. So there is a relation between the fructose consumption and the atherosclerosis. So fructose rapidly enter tissues and increase glycolysis that results in lipogenesis. We already discussed that in the fructose metabolism there is the production of triglycerol, fatty acid and the cholesterol, and the high consumption of the fructose cause lipogenesis, and this lipogenesis in the liver, fructose increase fatty acid and triglycerol synthesis and VLDL secretion. So all these metabolic process lead the elevated triglycerol and the LDL cholesterol in circulation, which increase the risk of atherosclerosis. Let's we conclude the high consumption of fructose in diet which affect the body. So fructose, if we take a fructose in high level, so it causes the high production of acetyl-CoA, which finally leads the lipogenesis. And in the lipogenesis, triglycerol, cholesterol and the fatty acid accumulates in the liver cells, which cause the steatosis, and also in the finally cause the cirrhosis of liver. Then fructose also lead the high level of uric acid, and it finally cause the gout and also increase the mitochondrial stress. And then fructose also affect the microbiota of the gut, which leads to the activation of TLR4 receptor, and this cause the inflammation by the production of interleukin 1 beta, TNF alpha and interleukin 19, and this is finally also called cirrhosis of liver. So it is the effect of fructose in the body. Fructose are important for the survival of sperm cells in the testes, but there is a high level of, if we take a high level of fructose in the diet, so it's called many health issues and complications. Thank you. If you like my videos, please like, comment and subscribe my channel.